Hey guys, welcome to the MMA Brothers Podcast, the newest, baddest, and best podcast out there. And let's get it going. Hello guys, and welcome back to the MMA Brothers Podcast. My name is Daryl.
My name is Asher.
And we're talking UFC Fight Night. Robert, the Reaper, Wasteman Whittaker versus Darren, the Gorilla, Liverpool Nightmare Till, bros. Go.
Yep, I will save my opinion on that one
Let's
for
go.
later. But as we usually do with this podcast, we start at the bottom of the main card. And the first fight on the main card is this guy. Not a lot of people may know who this guy is, but trust me, you're gonna know the name in a little bit. This guy is Khamzat Chimaev. I think I pronounced that properly. Versus Rish McKee?
Rise
McKeish? I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Anyways, guys.
McKeish. What do you see? Ish.
McKee, sorry.
God.
Anyways, guys. This Khamzat guy is the real deal. Khabib 2.0. I watched his fight. He's not 1-0. I think he's like, I don't know, 6 or 7-0. I watched his fight literally like a week ago in the UFC.
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah, just a week ago.
Or was
he
it
messed
Wednesday?
up the guy. I can't remember. It was I don't think it was Wednesday. I think it was last Saturday. He messed up the guy that he was fighting badly, and then everybody, even before the fight started, the commentators were saying like, "Yo, this guy's Khabib 2.0. He's from Dagestan, wrestler, blah blah blah, the whole deal. Chechnya, I should say." And he's crazy good. Takedowns, ground and pound. He's like I think it was a 185 he was fighting, but he actually fights at 170. He's huge. This guy said like, "Hey Dana, I'm not leaving Fight Island. I'm staying here for another or wherever how long it takes until you give me another fight." Dana's like, "Okay, that's what you want to do. I got you another fight." So he's fighting again literally like a week later. So not much on this guy. He's 10-2-1 and not much stats the UFC is giving us, unfortunately. But this guy wins by KO and submission, kind of like Khabib does, ground and pound or submission. So I'm gonna go with Khamzat because the UFC can't even give us any stats, not even a picture on this guy. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the dude as well, man. There's something if the guy. This is the thing. I love strikers, but when it comes to a wrestler, man, that pressure, you gotta be like an Ngannou level striker for me to pick you against a wrestler.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like a Conor McGregor type of striker, like that type of
wrestlers can get caught too. It's happened many times.
They can, but
AKA Ben Askren, but yeah.
Like 8 times out of 10, a wrestler gets a hold of you, you're done. You know what I mean? But we'll keep it moving. We're gonna go Alex Oliveira, the Cowboy, versus Peter Sobotta. Anyways, so we're gonna move in. Alex the Cowboy Oliveira got 20 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 2 no contests, versus the man from Poland with 17 victories, 5 losses, 1 draw. So the Cowboys from Brazil, the other dude's from Poland, 5'11", 6 foot. It's in the 175 welterweight division. Oliveira has a 1.5 inch reach advantage, which is not really much. Oliveira likes his wins by KO and TKO. He's been around the business for a very long time. The Polish guy has a 60% submission rating, so you know he's going to want to take the fight down to the ground, where he's no slouch. Oliveira's no slouch on the ground either. I'm pretty sure he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Looking at these two, look at the two statistics, I don't really see this going the distance. I just think he's going to advance with the pressure. The Polish guy versus the Brazilian, the Cowboy, is going to be using his Muay Thai and stand-up to deflect the takedowns, and I think he's going to get the dub. I think he's just seen way too many UFC-ready fighters versus our guy from Poland here, and the Cowboys got in the bag.
Yeah, I got Cowboy for this one as well for many reasons. Experience-wise, you can see the experience difference between the two, even though their wins are kind of similar. Cowboy has been there, done that. He's fought like very experienced guys in the UFC, guys that have been around for a while. He's been around for a while. His stand-up's great, as you guys could see by his KO percentage. And like Daryl said, he's very, very good with his jiu-jitsu, so there's no way, even though this Peter Sobotta's guy's submission rate is quite high, I can see him submitting Cowboy Oliveira because of just how good he is on the ground as well. So their stats are the same, height the same, reach pretty much the same. So I'm gonna go with Cowboy just based off of the experience and how long he's been in the UFC, and I think he's gonna be able to get it done. We're gonna move on to the next one. So the next one who we have is, wow, this thing loads, is Paul Craig versus, holy moly, let me try and pronounce this one, Gazshimurad Antegulov. Okay, So another Russian, another Russian, and this one is a little tricky because I have seen Paul Craig's fights. This is at 205, I believe. Big dude, 6'3" versus 5'11". Reach advantage is on Paul Craig's size. Now on size, sorry. Now look at this. Most Russians, like we were saying earlier, their forte is sambo, wrestling, stuff like that. So like that's where they're really good, judo. So usually you'll see high submission rate percentage with the Russians guys. Like obviously there are Russian KO artists as well, but in the UFC this is what you usually see with these Russian fighters. Now Paul Craig, 92%, dude, no submissions, 92% submission and 1 KO, aka he finishes all of his fights. So what would logic tell you? This is obviously clearly the guy is no slouch on the ground too. Like he will submit you. He has great skills.
I think this stat is the 20% KO and 75% submission is better than 92% sub, 8% KO in my opinion.
Yeah,
and I'll validate that why. He can win in more ways than him. It might be one more win, but that's still one more KO win, right? There's more of a threat there than there is with him. The experience is on the Russian side. The United Kingdom dude, Paul Craig, is a good fighter. He's gotten 4 losses. Not too bad. I mean, I'm going to go with the Russian dude just because, Russians are just different, man. There's something about Russian UFC fighters, Russian fighters in general, that it's going to be hard to bet against them when they're in a fight.
You barely see the Russian guys tap in the UFC.
You'll never see. I don't think I've ever seen a Russian tap. I don't think I've seen a Russian
go
guy
out or they just don't tap.
Think of Zabit, Khabib, that dude who fought last weekend, freaking the guy who's the Bellator heavyweight champ. But I think he lost the belt though. What's his name? Bald dude. Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah.
This Russian guy is different. Anyway, let's move on.
So we got Carla Esparza versus Marina Rodriguez. So Carla Esparza, she's been around the block, and this is 115, I believe. She was a former strawweight champ in the female division in the UFC. Marina Rodriguez, she's ranked number 9. Carla Esparza is ranked number 7. 17-6 win record for Carla versus 12-0. So this girl's undefeated and has 2 draws on her record. Brazilian versus Carla, who's from the States, 5'1" versus 5'6". So she's quite tall, 5'6". Actually, no, Carla is quite short for the division at 5'1". 2-inch reach advantage, which isn't much. Carla, she's a very, very strong wrestler. That's how she likes to fight. This Brazilian looks like she's got some power with her. She's 5 inches taller. Almost half of her fights are won by KO or TKO. So Marina Rodriguez, on paper, I think she's going to win this fight, even though Carla Esparza could take her down and do some ground and pound. It's probably going to end with a decision.
Every time I see Carla Esparza fight, I'd rather take a really painful dookie. Her fights aren't that interesting, man.
Yeah, she's not the best fighter. But I'm going to go with the Brazilian. The undefeated Brazilian.
I'm going to go with the Brazilian, too. Carla, it's just, I've taken... Honestly, think about your most interesting poop. Probably more interesting than watching Carla Esparza fight. That's just my opinion.
So, yeah, Carla, unfortunately, none of us are picking you for that one.
This could be a main event.
This one, you can break down, Daryl. You can get into
this. Can be a main event in and of itself. Obviously, these are 2 dudes coming off of losses. Vi Carvalho, man, come on, dude. You gotta... Thick boy bike clubs gotta get from Brennan Schaub. I know it's coming from me.
Brennan Schaub said he sent him a bike, but he didn't.
I know that's what it's coming from me. I'm not skinny dude. I get it, but Verdun was looking thick. You know what I mean? Versus the Mauler, Alexander Gustafsson. We're gonna move into the records. Verdun is 23, 8-1, with 23 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw. Where Alex Gustafsson is 18-6. He's got 18 wins, 6 losses. The Swede comes in at 6'5". Varcavallo's at 6'4". This is Alexander Gustafsson's first fight at heavyweight. Verdun just came off of a loss to Alexei Oleinik where he looked terrible in the stand-up and in everything else, to be quite honest with you. 2-inch reach advantage in favor of Gus. Gus has the best boxing probably in the light heavyweight division, and I think he's going to translate very well into the heavyweight division. One of his old training partners, Brendan Schaub, said, Alex, if it wasn't for John Jones and Daniel Cormier, he would be the light heavyweight champ of the world. You forgot to mention Rumble Johnson, who blitzed him, but This is going to be very interesting. This is Alex's first fight at heavyweight. I think the speed's going to translate really well. Doesn't need to cut a bunch of weight. I still think his hands are going to be super fast. Verdun has hands. People always forget. Like, Verdun actually has good stand-up. Since he started training with Rafael Cordero, shout out UFC 2. Don't sleep on Verdun's hands, bro.
I saw those hands against
okay, they're old hands now. Back in the day,
bad hands, yeah.
Back in the day, he used to have nice hands. Alex is ridiculously hard to take down. Verdun's gonna have his hands full. If he can get through Alex, I think Alex should retire. How bad Verdun looked in his last fight, and if he beats, unless Verdun comes in shredded and looks way better than he did against Oleinik, Alex gotta hang it up, dude. If you can't beat Verdun with how trash he looked in the last fight, gotta hang it up.
Yeah,
I'm going with Alex, by the way.
Even though Gustafsson, he's only, I don't even know how old he is, 33? He's not that old. He's only a year older than John Jones. John Jones is like 32 or 33, whatever. Gustafsson is almost 34 years old, so he's not that old. So he can continue going in the UFC. He's obviously wanted a fresh start. He's done with 205. He's a big dude, like Daryl said. Doesn't have to cut weight to fight at 205. It's probably going to be around 240 in this fight. It might be the same weight as Verdun.
I think he'll come in at like 230, 235.
Yeah,
Gus is a big dude, but he's not like a thick dude.
Yeah, but like he may have been dieting to make 205. Like he probably has a lifestyle change. You're saying that like, I'm eating now. I don't have to worry about my weight. He can just do whatever he needs to do. So he may
cardio's probably gonna suffer, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-round fight. He's not gonna out. You know what I mean? It's Verdun. Anyways, maybe if it was for another opponent, you had to watch what he eats. But with Verdun, he should be alright. Gustafsson moves very, very well. His footwork is one of the best in like the light heavyweight division. He's going to be able to move around Verdun. Gustafsson's takedown defense is great. Cormier had some troubles taking down Gustafsson. I know he took him down, but Gustafsson also was able to take John Jones down, and Jones had trouble taking Gustafsson down. He can be taken down, but he has a good takedown.
And he took down John Jones. That's the underrated.
Yeah.
Gustafsson's no slouch. Stand up in any aspect, he's no slouch.
Yeah.
Does he get cracked? He gets cracked.
He does. Now, I don't see Verdun KOing Gustafsson. That's not going to happen. It's going to be a submission win if it's going to be a win for Verdun. If Verdun's able to take Gustafsson down, then he's going to be in some trouble. But as you guys can see here, TKO KO percentage 61%. Verdun looked so slow. He could have improved from his last fight. But in my opinion, Gustafsson is just going to move around a lot like he usually does. If he finds himself trapped by the fence, he's going to circle out, hit him with a couple punches with a leg kick, and going to be able to catch Verdun with something and take him out in the second round, is my guess. But if that doesn't happen, it's going to be a decision win for Gustafsson. I got Gus, no problem, and he should be able to make a good run in the heavyweight division. This is a fresh start for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, but this is the thing, guys.
Verdun should consider retirement after this.
This is the thing, guys. Even if he gets to Verdun, you know who's waiting for him? Curtis Blades. JDS, and then the Apex Predator.
Yeah, but the thing
Francis
is, Gustafsson is used to fighting people that are much faster than the heavyweights in this division.
Yes, but you make one mistake. He made a mistake against Rumble Johnson, and what happened to him?
Yeah,
got clipped. Same thing is gonna happen against Ngannou.
So who do you have?
I have the Mauler, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the co-main event of the evening. Okay. Why this one's the co and not the third fight of the third last fight? Shogun Mauricio Hura versus Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, aka Lil Nog Minotauro versus Shogun. Who do you wanna break this one down?
I mean, guys, unless you're a really big UFC fan, you're not really gonna know a lot about either of these fighters if you're a recent fan. But I'll give you a breakdown. Shogun is the ex-champ at 205. Shogun is a big deal. Shogun is a very good fighter. You can even see by his record: 26 wins, 11 losses, 1 draw, 1 beat down by John Jones that does not put it up there. 23 wins, 9 losses for Little Nog. He's fighting both fighters out of Brazil in the 205 division. These fighters are on the come up. They've had a few recent wins, and this is the trilogy fight. I'm not sure who took the first fight. I think Shogun lost the first fight, won the second, and now this is the rubber match to see who gets the third. So this fight is for nostalgic purposes for the old UFC fans, a la ourselves, who actually know who these fighters are, right? But we're gonna get into it. Shogun, very good with stand-up, and he even knocked out the last guy who he fought, which was John Vellante. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Vellante's looking thick at heavyweight, but don't get me started. 81% KO. So you know with Shogun, you can't stand there and dilly-dally because you will get taken out of there, right? You're going to look at Little Nog. He's more so of a mixed bag of all of the types of winning. 32% by KO, 27% by submission, 41% by decision. So Little Nog is dangerous everywhere. Shogun has really good jiu-jitsu. Don't get it twisted. Like, you don't want to go down there with Shogun. But his bread and butter is stand-up. I think Shogun's going to get the dub. He's coming off a nice knockout win over Jean Vellante. He's coming in with a lot of momentum. It is the rubber match. It's going to be a very nostalgic effect. Whether they can make a run and try to go after John Jones again, dude, you know what I mean? Like, I think after this fight, they're done. But who do you got?
I got Shogun. I think Nogueira is going to be so slow. He's going to get hit a lot, and it's just going to be nasty. I think Shogun's going to get it done by the second round. That's just my opinion. Yes, Nogueira has many ways to win, like Darrow said, but that 81% KO TKO record is nothing to play with. Shogun is much younger. I think he's maybe like 5 or 6 years younger, and Shogun's like 38. So a lot of things on paper are in Shogun's side. Nogueira should have retired like 5 years ago. Anyways, I got Shogun. Who you got?
Shogun.
Yeah, we both got Shogun. So we're gonna move on to the final fight of the night.
Let's go.
So we got Robert Whittaker, the Reaper, versus Darren the Gorilla Till, number 1 versus number 5. Now, I'm not so high on Darren Till like Darrow is. I know he's from Liverpool. Darrow's a Liverpool FC fan. I'll get to why I'm going to say that in a little bit, but let's break down the numbers. So, Robert Whittaker, 21-5 versus 18-2-1 draw for Darren Till. Whittaker is from New Zealand, but represents Australia. From the UK, Darren Till, Liverpool specifically, like I already said, same height, fighting in 185, and Darren Till has a 1-inch reach advantage. Now, breaking down these stats. KO TKO percentage is kind of close. It's only a 10% difference.
These two guys are very similar.
Yeah, Darren Till has a higher KO percentage at 59% compared to 48% by Robert Whittaker. Submissions, we both know that they're not going to really do any submissions in this fight. Now, for me, Robert Whittaker, even the same average fight time as well, which is kind of crazy.
They match up very well.
Very, very, very good stylistic fight. Robert Whittaker, though, is not a guy that fights moving backwards. He does move forward. He's a pressure-heavy fighter, as you guys saw in the Adesanya fight. Adesanya was fighting most of the fight moving backwards, which he's really good at. That's how he was able to knock out Whittaker.
Same with Darren.
Darren Till, I haven't really seen him fight well moving backwards. That's just me. He is a very, very forward-heavy fighter. Look at all of his fights. Even when he lost to Woodley, when he lost to Masvidal, he was the one that was putting the pressure, right? So they're both pressure-heavy fighters that are going to meet. Against Kelvin Gastelum, that was the only fight where Till was very, very like cautious and just counter-striking and not really, he had just been KO'd twice, right?
Yeah.
So he was, taking it easy.
KO'd twice. He got dropped.
He got KO'd by Masvidal. Yeah, you know what I mean? He got choked out, then he got KO'd.
He didn't get fucked up by the right hand of Woodley.
He got messed up too. Anyways, 2 bad losses is what I'm trying to say. So now, obviously, with the Gastelum fight, like I said, he came back and he was a little bit cautious, just landing leg kicks and a couple, touched Gastelum a few times. It was a split decision. I can't remember. A
split decision.
Yeah.
But Darren deserved the win.
Darren, this is no Kelvin Gastelum. Robert Whittaker is really, really good. He's just lost his belt. He said he's hungry again. He's recovered. He's ready to go. He needed to take a break. A lot of these fighters get burnt out, and I totally understand why. Robert Whittaker has not lost at 185 except to Israel Adesanya. Darren Till, even though he's very, very good with his Muay Thai, he's good everywhere, he's just a master of the basics, which is kind of what Robert Whittaker is too. Very, very good at the basics. You don't see Robert Whittaker do anything too fancy. He hit you with the cross, he hit you with the jab, he hit you with the hook. That's the Robert Whittaker's game, and then some high kicks to it. Till, very left-handed focused, so I haven't really seen Till really knock anyone out. Yeah, he's good with his elbows too, but you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to surprise you with anything that Whittaker hasn't seen before. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's fighting Adesanya again, where Adesanya will throw, you know what I mean? Doesn't know what crazy angles he's going to do, what feints and all that stuff. It should be stuff that Whittaker has seen before. I'm not saying that Till is a slouch, but based on Whittaker's experience, based on his wins, he just should win this fight on paper, is my opinion. But anyways, I'm sure Daryl's going to tell you why Till's going to win.
So guys, once again, let's go. Liverpool lad, he's my guy. He's hilarious on Instagram. If you guys don't follow him, Darren the Gorilla Till.
You can sense the bias already, but go ahead.
You can smell the bias. I don't rate Robert, man. He just rubs me the wrong way. Personally, I really like Darren Till in this fight just because of this. Yes, he just lost the sauce for fighting. He said, I need to take some time off. I got the thing back. I got the itch back to fight, whatever. But the thing that we need to realize here is Darren Till has knockout power, so does Robert Whittaker. But Darren Till is the younger fighter, right? Robert is the ex-champ, but his KO loss against Izzy was bad because he lunges in. Darren's a very good counter striker. His issue with Masvidal was Masvidal knew every single time they get close, Darren dropped his hands and was open for the left hook. He got caught within the first round, right? But then that was his issue. He's corrected that. You can see that he's a much more calm and patient fighter than he used to be. Right? Before, he just used to run up and then just throw a left hand. And he dropped him because he catches you cold. That's what people also don't take in. At 185, he must hit much harder than he did at 170. Darren's a big dude. Apparently, he came into the fight, I can't remember one of his fights, at like 200 pounds at 170 after he rehydrated and ate food and everything because he was dieting that bad to get down there. I think that Rob is going to start the fight like he usually does. He's going to come in, he's going to do his hop thing, then blitz, and hop. If you do that with Darren, as soon as you're done your blitz and he catches you with the left hand, you're going to sleep, right? Masvidal's chin is ridiculous. Darren dropped Wonder Boy. He dropped. Yeah, but he doesn't put
Masvidal people to sleep with the left hand. He drops people, yes.
Yeah, but dude, think about it. He's dieting. Remember, imagine Rumble at 155.
He's gonna hit harder at 185 than he did at 170 for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And I just think Darren's Muay Thai and his striking is very high level, right? And Woodley caught him with one of those, like it was like a sneak. He went in for a takedown, then he went over the top. Then he caught Darren. Anyone can get caught by that punch, right? Before that, he was advancing. Woodley was the one backing up. I can't even use Woodley as a good example because Woodley backs up against everyone for some freaking reason. I don't know. But Rob, not to say that anything negative towards Robert. I think personally Darren's got the win due to my bias, and I think that I watch more Darren Till fights than I have watched Robert Whittaker fights. I think he lost one of his fights against Yoel Romero that I watched. And
Darren Till has vowed to never fight Yoel Romero.
I mean, any sensible person wouldn't fight Yoel Romero.
Whittaker went through
he had to, man.
50 minutes worth of fighting.
Yeah, but he was champ, so he had to do it. Like, it's not like if Whittaker had the option to say, "Y'all not fighting that dude, man." Who signs up to fight Yoel Romero?
I know.
Other than Paulo Costa, because that guy's mod too. But Darren, I think he's on the upward trend. If he can get through Robert, he's next in line after Paulo Costa. Whoever wins this fight is next in line against Izzy or Paulo.
Jared Cannonier, to me, was also in line, but he's injured right now. So
yeah, like his shoulder, he had to have shoulder surgery. But Darren, to me, is gonna get the dub. Guys, let us know what you think. Wild Boy, send your picks as usual. I loved your banter back and forth with Henry Cejudo. That was pretty jokes. But guys, let us know who you guys want to pick tonight.
Jason Herzog, you're the man.
Herzog, best referee. UFC Fight Night, episode 46. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. MMA Brothers Pod. We still are with Phoenix Fitness. What's our promo code, Asher?
MMA Bros 15.
There you go. Use that, cash that in. We get a little bit of a kickback, support the boys. Other than that, guys, let us know what you think. And we love you guys. Thank you. It's growing every day. And yeah, have a good one.
See ya.